Today, I'm going to show you how to use the Circuit Tracks parameter locks. Freebeat. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and be sure to check out my upcoming free live stream concert, Freebeat Live, 1 year later. It's on Saturday, July 31st at both 11 a.m. Pacific Time and 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Also, if you'd like the chance to have your music featured in the show, just click the link in the description below. Hope to see you there. Let's get started. So today we're talking about step-based parameter locks on the Circuit Tracks. Now really quick, I just want to say this tutorial is intended for the drum tracks, the sample-based tracks. So drum 1, drum 2, drum 3, and drum 4. As far as I know, there is no way to step lock your parameters on the synth tracks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't been able to figure it out yet. I went searching for this information online and I found a couple things mentioning the parameter locks on the drum tracks, but they were kind of tucked away in some other random tip videos and articles, so I figured I'd make a dedicated video just for the step-based parameter locks, because if you're coming from like an Elektron device or the OPZ or I guess even pocket operators, it's a little different on the Circuit Tracks than how you'd expect. So let's go ahead and go to a drum track here. Let's get a kick drum sample and let's just go 4 on the floor. Cool. So now if we want to change the parameters of this sample, we can simply, just twiddle the knobs up here. So pitch, up and down. And as you can hear, it affects the pitch of the entire track, not just an individual step, of course. To clear this, by the way, hold clear and turn that knob to the right, and it'll set it back to the default pitch or whatever parameter you happen to be adjusting. So, like I said, if you're coming from an Elektron device or like an OPZ or something, you might think that the way you adjust a step parameter is by holding down the step and then adjusting that parameter. However, if we hit play, we will once again hear that the entire track has been adjusted, not just that one step we want to affect. Let's reset that again. There we go. So the way this is done is by first enabling record mode. So we turn on record mode. Then we hold down the step we want to affect and change the knob. Let's turn off record mode and listen. Now the pitch still sounds like it affected the whole track. It actually only affected this step right here, but the Circuit Tracks handles parameter locks in sort of a different way. You see, whatever the parameter settings are for the last step will continue to carry through the sequence until the circuit gets a new instruction from a different step. So, because this is the only instruction on this step, it assumes that we want all of the steps at that pitch. So we need to adjust the next step, which is this one right here, and make that what we want the rest of the pattern to be, if that makes sense. So we need to go to this step and clear those settings and just leave the high pitch setting on this first step. So once again, enable record mode, hold this step, hold clear, and turn our pitch knob to the right. Now let's listen. There we go. Now our first step is higher pitched and the rest of them are normal. It's kind of a convoluted method and it can lead to some definitely interesting results if you're used to, a more direct parameter locking device. But I also think that this kind of enables some smoother transitions because it will remember where you are across patterns, I believe, as well. So that's kind of cool. So if we go to drum pattern 2 here, and if we put in our sample once again, we can see, yeah, we're right where we left off. So let's go back and chain these two patterns. So our first one's higher. Now we have another measure of lower and back. So yeah, cool. And this also works with sample flipping. So I'm just going to go back to the first pattern. So let's go ahead and find another sample to put in here. How about like a hi-hat offbeat? How about a tambourine offbeat? A little different. There we go. So this actually illustrates really well how the Circuit Tracks handles these step-based parameter locks. You can hear this first tambourine is higher pitched. And that's because we still have this first step set to the higher pitch, and it doesn't get the instruction to come back down until this step. So we can actually reset the parameters on the tambourine if we want by of course, go into record mode, holding this step, holding clear, and turning our pitch knob to the right. And now the first kick drum will still be pitched up, and the rest of the track will be the normal pitch. Cool. Let's put another kick drum right here on the of 1. And let's change the pitch of this one as well. So let's hold it down and let's go way down. And you'll notice that the rest of the pattern doesn't play at that lower pitch, and that's because way back in the beginning, we changed this step right here to be the default setting. Let's put a cowbell right there, and let's put some drive on this particular cowbell. So we're gonna turn on record mode, hold down that step. Knob 6 on the sample tracks is your drive. So we're gonna turn that way up, and let's listen. So what happened? Well, it did the whole track because we didn't set the next step to have no drive. So we need to select this step right here, hold clear, and then turn resonance to the right, resetting it, all while record mode is on. Now let's listen. Now we can hear that cowbell really nastily sounding there. In fact, I want to bring that down. So I'm going to turn record mode on, hold on that cowbell sample, bring down the resonance just a bit. And because we already set this step here to no drive, then we don't have to worry about doing that again. Yeah, that's nice. So this does let you get quite a bit of variation out of one drum track. Remember, we are only using one drum track right here. We can go to a different track and still do a snare drum like on beats 2 and 4. Go into effects and we can put some reverb on that snare drum. And then we can put some delay on track 1, drum track 1. Yeah. And that's just using 2 drum tracks, and the second one only has 1 sample on it. So we could do something silly like this. And of course we can still step parameter lock on this track as well. So if I want my snare drum to have a little bit of that drive, I can do it like this. And then we just have to go to the steps after that, of course. Hold this down, hold clear. Hold this down, hold clear, and turn resonance to the right. And there we go. So that's how you parameter lock individual steps on the Novation circuit tracks on the drum tracks specifically, so drum tracks 1 through 4. Again, I'm not quite sure how to do it on the synth tracks. I don't know if it's possible or not. I'm sure someone out there knows. There might be a workaround for it because the circuit workflow seems to have a bunch of workarounds that kind of indirectly address issues that I've had. And yeah, that just makes it kind of fun because you have to think about things a little bit differently. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did like the video, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.